Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley. As KBLA Talk 1580 host, we never quite know where the conversation is going to go. But sometimes our guests really surprise us.
Let me just close with saying I downloaded your app while we were talking. It's a terrific app. I look forward to it. I'm enjoying your format and what have you. I will tweet it to my several 100,000 followers and call their attention to it as well.
If the KBLA 1580 app is enticing enough for our guests to download and share, you should download the app and share with your friends too.
That's beautiful.
What you say? So, download the KBLA 1580 app today and take us with you wherever you go. We on fire, fire. KBLA Talk 1580.
You are now rocking with the best.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Live your life, girl. Live your life, girl.
Complete. If we try to live together and be happy, you and me are one, and we've only just begun. So let's make a new beginning and have some fun.
Is it time for Mary J. Blige to retire?
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's never time for her to retire.
I look at her dance sometimes. Look like her back be hurting. Like she just,
I mean, she's not 20 years old no more, Don Amiche, but she still makes beautiful music that is timeless.
All right, okay. I'm just asking.
Don't play Mary like that.
I'm just asking. She look tired. She always walking like her back hurt.
Well, those heels that she wears, they do look like they are hurting her feet sometimes.
I don't understand how you
and
women wear heels.
She's never really got down like Beyonce dancing. She's always done those things.
The little two-step, they Andy over there. Yeah, he did a little two-step, but it does look like her back is hurting, and it looked like she's like, ooh, I can't wait to take these heels off. I don't know why you guys, you women wear these heels, man.
They're pretty. And they actually help us with our form.
Do they?
With our posture. Yeah, they do.
I had a girlfriend one time, we went to a club in Hollywood, and she couldn't walk to the club. I'm like,
wow.
I said, why you wear the shoes? They look cute.
Yeah, of course. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
And it's painful. It costs a lot to look cute, and it's painful.
And you wonder why we call you crazy. I mean, come on now. Like, who wears shoes to the club that you got to walk to, dance in, and you just want to look pretty?
Eventually, it'll work
that's what
out.
it's about.
Eventually, it'll work out?
Seriously,
Exactly.
eventually, it'll work out.
Yeah, if you have enough to drink, your feet stop hurting. So.
Yeah.
It goes away.
It does.
Oh, my goodness. Andy.
I had some female friends of mine. They would wear their heels, but they would always carry some flats as well, too.
Yeah, some women do that.
Yeah,
Younger
yeah.
women do that.
They would have the easy spirits that they would walk into the club, and then at the door, they would put the heels on. Girl, I got to look cute.
Yeah.
But then put the flats on when they go to the dance floor.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why y'all just can't be like a regular person and just come out with just wear some regular clothes?
This is regular for women.
Oh,
this is
okay.
called regular.
All right.
Yeah, we started doing this like in college.
Oh.
Yeah, when we first started going out.
Who taught you this?
I don't know.
Toxic
I know
women.
that's a good,
Toxic women.
Friends,
That's
I guess.
not toxic.
No.
There's nothing toxic about that.
There's nothing toxic about wearing shoes that you can't walk in just to look cute. That sounds like toxicity all the way around.
I mean, you can walk in them, but just imagine standing up in them for many hours. That's when it becomes
I've tried to put on some heels, and there is like this thing in the back of your foot that is like beating into your heel. It's like, this is uncomfortable.
Well, some shoes are comfortable though, really.
And then I tried to walk in them damn things. I'm like, it's like a balancing act.
Cheap shoes are uncomfortable, but if you actually spend some money on some shoes, most of the time they'll be comfortable.
They will.
All right, so should Stacey Abrams run for office again?
If she want to. I don't care if she's lost before Don Amiche. If she wants to, she should, because what we do know for a fact is she is excited about advocating for her community, and she does a good job at it.
Well, they say, what was the last elected office held by Stacey Abrams? Does anybody know? Nobody knows.
I know she lost her last 2 elections.
Yeah, the last 2. That's all I know.
The answer is the Georgia House of Representatives member, a post that represents approximately 60,000 Georgians in a state with a population of more than 10 million. She held that seat from 2007 through 2017, when she resigned to run for governor for the first time. Now, she lost that election. She was shunned a run for a U.S. Senate seat 2 years later. She was passed over. I don't know if they were thinking about her, but they're saying she was passed over as a vice presidential running mate by Joe Biden, which I'm thinking she may have been a better candidate than Kamala Harris for vice president.
I think she would have done a lot more.
Yeah. Kamala Harris, I thought they were like, hey, we're going to hit you with the alley-oop. We're going to get Joe Biden in, and then we're going to give you the ball afterwards. And I'm like, I don't know if I want Kamala Harris running for president.
Stacey Abrams is a descendant of enslaved people in America, right?
Is she? Oh, wow.
I believe she is. So we still have not had a president or a vice president who is a descendant of enslaved people.
True.
Ooh.
So I think that might be one. And I think it's by design. I think they don't want us in that
that's
office.
a narrative that we might have. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you both something, because I see in the, I guess it's our little chat going on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think his name is, do you see his name? Is it
Trey?
Trey, okay.
Trey something?
Yeah. Tromonger. Okay. He says apparently that he doesn't believe that she should run, especially if she continues to blame black men for her losses. Is that true? Is that what she's done?
I've never heard her say anything about black men.
Me neither.
Well,
so I'm kind of curious what he's saying.
I think there was a narrative that black men didn't come out to vote, but I think that was disproven, saying that black men came out to vote en masse. I think that was a narrative that was floating around. I mean, black men, we are apathetic when it comes to voting, but there is something inherently in us that's still going to go support black women at the polls. We may not like you or agree with your policies because they don't necessarily represent us, but that doesn't mean that we don't go support you at the polls. Tavis had a conversation about this on the air, where it doesn't seem like a lot of women who are running for office are talking to black men.
Yeah, that is true, though. That's true.
What policy can you recall that affects black men?
Most policies affect everybody.
Yeah, black men specifically.
Yeah, black men are included in that.
No,
Most policies aren't like specifically for one gender or for one
women and children.
Race.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we got to look at the women and children and support them, though.
Well, why we can't look at the men too?
If we're talking about single parents, a lot of women are single parents.
There's no such thing as a single parent.
Yeah, there is.
No, every child has two parents.
It takes multiple people to make a child.
Yes.
But when we're talking about raising and financing for and nurturing a child, our women are the people who do that.
My son was my ex-wife had primary custody of my son. She would be a single parent, but I was still involved in my son's life financially, emotionally, spiritually. Where's my?
But you weren't in the household.
Well, what does that got to do with anything? But I'm still supporting the house. But I'm still supporting the household financially.
Yeah, in a way. But I think that there are things that money just can't accommodate or account for.
No, I want my money. I want my benefits.
Because you didn't have to wake up at 3:00 in the morning with that baby when he was sick. You didn't have to miss work to take care of your child. You're not the person back and forth to these doctor's appointments.
Let me tell you what I did, though. I married a woman who had 4 other kids that weren't mine, and then we had a child together, and I, became pseudo father during that relationship for those other kids.
That's beautiful.
Still didn't see no benefit from that.
What do you mean you ain't seen no benefit
I didn't see no benefit from that. Matter of fact,
you in the household with them, so I think that your role was just as important as the mother's role.
Well, but I didn't see no benefit, is what I'm saying.
What kind of benefit you looking for?
I don't know, a Vespa, a Tesla, something.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? A luxury vacation.
For doing what you're supposed to do?
Some Versace. Versace.
That was your wife's job. Then I'm sorry she didn't buy you no Versace.
Yes, me too. I'm very sorry. Well, they're saying Stacey Abrams hasn't governed for 5 years, and the next election is 2 years away. When the only state posts on the ballot are for Georgia General Assembly, and the only federal positions in Georgia up for are in the U.S. House. The president's ticket would be part of the 2024 as well. She's an even longer shot for that now that she was in 2022. They say Abrams' political career, at least as an elected official, is potentially over.
But she's the biggest and best public servant that they got in Atlanta.
Well, maybe she needs to serve in other ways. They say national media have penned odds that read like political obituaries in the days since her most recent loss. They talk about her legacy, framing her work to strengthen the Democratic electorate in Georgia in biblical terms, as Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt into the Promised Land, yet never set foot there herself. So did Abrams orchestrate the purpling of Georgia, yet never held statewide office.
Yeah.
The hyperbole is eye-rolling, but the takeaway is accurate. Abrams did more to register, engage, and mobilize Georgia politically apathetic through her New Georgia Project and Fair Fight than any activist in recent memory. That she couldn't get them to the polls this cycle to vote for her is a puzzling reality, even as she faced a popular incumbent, which is very interesting. Why did they not elect Georgia? I mean, she lost by a kind of wide margin this time. More
It's
so
still
than
a red state.
Yeah, but she made it purple. Like, if she can get people out to vote, what's the issue? And I just don't think that I don't think that Stacey Abrams, like Hillary Clinton, wasn't speaking to the whole of the electorate. I think that men are not being talked to in a way that energizes them to get out to the polls.
What do you think men need to hear, Don Amiche?
You know, I think that I think we need to hear things on releasing the financial burden through tax, through fixing the child support system. I think is another one.
The child support system.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's huge.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of men that are stuck in that system, and it's not that they don't want to pay child support; it's that it's an oppressive system. I think, and a lot of people, when you start talking about child support reform, they're like, oh, you don't want to be child support. And that's not really the case for a lot of people. It's that there's an oppressive system that places a massive burden on an individual that's placed upon in it. I mean, you're in a child support system, you got to pay child support, and then you lose a job or you fall behind. There's a interest rate running on your.
That's not gender specific though, Don Amiche.
It is, but there are more men in the child support system than women. All right,
because more men walk away from their responsibility of raising a child than women.
I don't know if that's true.
Of course, it's true.
I don't know if that's true. I think what happens is that when divorce happens, women get primary custody. Now, I'm not saying that. It really has to be. You really have to be a degenerate woman to lose custody of your children.
That's not true.
I think it is true.
I disagree.
I think there are a lot of people.
I know women who are not degenerate women who the courts still sided with the father opposed to the mother.
I don't think that's the norm. I don't think that's no. But you see the animosity and you see the emotion that both of us are having from this system because
I was actually a single parent.
Because we both dealt with it, though. But
exactly.
So what I'm saying is that there needs to be reform in this system because it is doing more to create animosity and emotional anger towards parenting when it shouldn't be like that. There's a level of oppression, there's a level of unfairness, and a level of putting another person in your business to dictate what's right for your child. And we need to come up with a better system than that. One that's not oppressive, but supportive of co-parents and parenting their children. And that's...
The government will never be able to do that.
Well,
and another thing we have to look at is these parents, we get in the system because we can't come to an agreement. We can't come to a mutual understanding on how to co-parent ourselves. So we need some type of mediation. We need someone to step in. Unfortunately, it is the family law and the child support system, which is extremely flawed, like most of our judicial branches are. However, I do see a benefit in it because I know where I'm from, a lot of women are raising these kids by themselves, and the fathers are doing whatever they want to do, so they would not pay child support had the courts not ordered them to do so.
Yeah, I think there are cases to be made on both sides of people who need to be forced to be paying child support, but the oppressiveness of the system and taxing you. I mean, here's the thing. So a person pays child support, a man or a woman, right? They take money out of your check that you're taxed upon, right, and give it to another parent who gets it tax-free because it's already been taxed at its source.
Yeah.
And so you have no benefit for when you go to pay taxes, although you're paying for a child. So
that's your benefit. You're paying for your child.
No. There is no tax benefit for the parent for financially supporting a child compared to one parent getting all of the benefit. You get the child support you get the child support from the non-custodial parent, and then on top of that, the federal government will give you tax breaks when you file your taxes for having the child.
And your house.
And what I'm saying is that should be spread over both parents. It just because one person has custody of a child doesn't mean that that one person is better off. They're both struggling to make ends meet at the end of the day, and that needs to be reformed through the tax system needs to be reformed, because raising a child and paying for a child is hard for everybody, not just the person who has a child, but the person who has to go out and work and pay for the child. And so if you're taxing an individual and you're making it hard for them to live on top of that, and they need to spend time with their child, they're not just an ATM machine. There needs to be some consideration.
The money is the smallest part.
The money is the smallest part. There needs to be some consideration for both parents and their financial stability.
And taxes can still be negotiated between the two parents.
Right, but
they can alternate
it
taxes,
can.
you know.
You can, but it shouldn't have to be this. You get it one year and I get it one. Why not? Why not make it? Why make it so hard for people to support their children? Why place obstacles in their way? Make it beneficial through tax policy, that it's not hard. People run away from a system that they just don't want to deal with because it's hard. It's oppressive. And so we need to change that situation and say, listen, let's not make it so hard for you to be a parent. Let's not tax you. Let's not make it hard for you to live. Let's not place a financial burden upon you that we don't put on married couples. You know what I'm saying? Let's not, if you lose a job and you can't pay your child support and you owe back child support, that interest accrues at 6 to 10% on there. Like, what part of this become a loan? So now I'm taxed. Now I'm paying money that I'm taxed on, and interest is growing on it. So these are things that need to be looked at when it comes to talking to men, because they are mostly in the support system. And I understand that some women don't get child support at all.
And as you guys were talking, I was looking up Stacey Abrams, and the gentleman is right. The black men did not feel aligned with what she was what she was pushing. And according to this article on CNN, because they talked to black men specifically, 41% of black men do not approve of Joe Biden right now because he's not doing much to address the black community. On top, according to this study they did, these are the things that black men are really interested in: police reform, healthcare reform, improving jail conditions. That happens to be on the top of their list. Student loan forgiveness, and also being able to have a fair shot at success. So those are the things. And so I guess these men are feeling, 41%, that they're not hearing this from politicians. And when it came to Stacey Abrams, she did say that she would win if black men voted for her, but they didn't come out and play for her.
And this is the same thing that Hillary Clinton dealt with, talking to women, not to men, and that's one of the reasons why she lost also. Listen, well, Yolanda, JW, and Shauna, see your phone call. We're going to get to you guys when we move forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Courage is contagious. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Congratulations to this week's KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week, LA County Department of Children and Family Services. LA County Department of Children and Family Services promotes child safety and well-being by partnering with communities to strengthen family. Congratulations, LA County DCFS.
On Saturday, December 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., come out and enjoy a free community health fair, co-sponsored by Pleasant Hill Baptist Church Health Ministry and the Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. The fair will be held on the church grounds at 2009 West Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, with free health screenings, refreshments, jumpers for the kids, a visit from Santa, entertainment with a DJ, free food giveaway for the first 100 people who attend, as well as raffles and other prizes. There will also be open enrollment health insurance representatives present. Attendees can get free blood pressure, glucose, HIV and STD testing, a dental screening, fluoride varnish, COVID testing, vaccines and boosters. Flu shots will also be offered. Housing navigation, mental health support, and education services will be available. Don't miss this free community health fair. Tell somebody and receive the gift of preventative health services this season. See you all on Saturday, December 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 2009 West Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Los Angeles.
Sparkly and shiny and bold and bright. And this holiday season, Ulta Beauty has something for everyone on your list, even you. Because our kind of holiday is you having your kind of holiday with incredible must-haves like the Dyson hairdryer and a new limited edition blue, shimmery palettes from Morphe and Tarte, plus fragrances from Ariana Grande and more. So revel in that holiday bliss. Head to your local Ulta Beauty or buy online and pick up in store. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
We're not ratings driven. We're engagement driven. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Check it out. All right, let's go to Yolanda Davidson on Inglewood. Up no good.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey.
Hey, Yolanda.
I can't hear.
Hi. Yolanda.
So, a couple of things. So, the first thing is about Stacey Abrams.
Yes.
You know, Black men and women came out and voted for Stacey Abrams. People tried to paint her as like a boogeyman and a bad character.
Yeah.
The people who didn't out and vote for her are white women. White women didn't vote for her, just like they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're going to do what their husbands say. They're going to vote the way their husband's going to vote. You know, living in a red state, you know, that is stopping women's reproductive rights. I don't think anyone with good sense should be voting for someone like Abbott. Is that his name? Abbott? He's a terrible leader. He doesn't believe in women's rights or the rights of African Americans. You know, we have a lot of issues down in states like Georgia, so it's always going to be problematic.
You know, what's interesting though. I think he was somewhat popular though. I don't think he would to some Georgians. I don't think he was doing that much of a bad.
Because they're
idea.
racist. That is a Republican state.
Yeah.
Yes. They're just blinded, and, you know, the youth in Georgia are so blinded by stripping and weed and rapping and bull stuff. They're not, you know, really paying attention to what's really going on down there. And then the other thing I wanted to speak to was your position about having children and families and child support. I agree with you that the child support system is flawed. But I also believe that we, especially as Black people, need to be building our families and figure out ways to co-parent and stay together.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, sometimes, listen, it's very hard. Sometimes two people just can't manage, but there should be some type of matureness in the community that says, if we can't stand each other, at least let's come together for us. And hey, I'm a proponent of keeping your business out of the court system at all costs, because either side can manipulate and use it against either side at the end of the day, and they don't really. They say they're in the best interest of the child, but not really.
Yeah. And also, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yolanda.
And then you mentioned, you know, you married a woman who had children and what was in it for you. I think that's mean-spirited. Children are a joy.
Yes.
I'm sure that those children needed your love and support. And, you know, I was blessed to marry someone who married me with my child and helped me raise my child. He's been an excellent father to my baby, and I know it brought joy to his life and parenthood that he never experienced before. You know, we raised a human together. So that says something. Really sit there and see somebody grow from the age of 3 or 4 years old to be a grown woman or a grown man. That's important. So don't say what's in it for you. I know you were just teasing about you going to something.
Well, no. I'm not saying like I'm only doing it because I want something. I'm saying that I'm doing it because I want to do it, but I also want something too. All right, I want to listen, because they're out here pandering. Hey, why not pander to me too?
I mean, okay.
Well, I agree. And Shay and I talked about this because I ran for city council here in Inglewood, and I ran, you know, on the platform of family and, you know, building our community back, and everybody is included. I'm not just running for office for women or for men or for Black people. I'm running for office for all the people here in District 1 in Inglewood, because we need to build our families back, and we need to protect our residents, all the residents,
Absolutely.
not just the ones. All the residents are suffering from the things that are going on in our community. And so we have to move forward and include everybody. And I do believe that some of the women that have been running for office have been leaving the men out. So I can definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're still going to support you. I'm still going to constantly vote for black women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that there is a realization that if you really want to energize the black man to vote for you, that there needs to be some deep dive into what black men really need, want, and what their beliefs align with, and that focus needs to be a priority. And I don't think a lot of politicians are putting that at the forefront of their campaigns, and that's why we feel apathetic and we're like, why vote? Because we're not really getting.
Nothing's gonna change.
When we vote, nothing changes. When we don't vote, nothing changes. So what's the point at the end of the day? We're very apathetic when it comes to it because nobody speaks to us.
True.
But listen, I appreciate there's at least some recognition on it.
Yeah. And Yolanda said that she ran for city council, but actually Yolanda's still running for city council.
Oh, is she?
And there's like a 21 vote gap. So she may be having the runoff with Dotson.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's between her and another young lady who ran. But Yolanda is a great community advocate. She's actually a part of the work that's being done. She's not one of the candidates who just stepped up and said, well, when I become this is what I'm going to do. She's actually doing
a lot of change trying to happen in Inglewood. I appreciate that. I appreciate
women are stepping up.
I appreciate a lot of the activity of getting out there and trying to sit there and take back your city and run it. I appreciate that. Yolanda, good luck with everything, okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And it was nice talking to you all, and I'll be calling back tomorrow.
All right,
you love you, Yolanda. Love you.
All right. Look at Yolanda. Go ahead.
Love you, Yolanda.
Yeah, everybody loves some Yolanda.
She's the truth.
Listen, I hope Stacey Abrams, we're talking about her, I hope that she finds her place. I don't know if it's going to be in elected office, but maybe running the DNC might be a thing for her. Maybe sitting, being a power broker off to the sides. She definitely has a lot of support. I just don't know if maybe Georgia wants to see her in elected office at the end of the day, which is sad.
She got to go to a blue state, I think.
Yeah,
I think it'll be hard in Georgia for her.
All right, more of this conversation. JW and Sean, I see your phone calls. We'll get to you when we come forward. 800-920-1580. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Today's show weatherman Al Roker is back in the hospital. Page 6 reports he fell ill the day after Thanksgiving and was rushed from his home in New York City. It was announced today that Roker will be missing tonight's Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting ceremony on NBC. A group of Republican senators are calling for an end to the COVID-19 vaccine mandate for the military. Republican Senators Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, Rick Scott, and others said they won't vote for an annual defense spending bill unless there's a vote to end the vaccine mandate. A Gladys Knight scripted series is in the works at Cineflix. Knight will serve as executive producer. The project reportedly will operate like Netflix's The Crown and focus on different periods of Knight's life. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Traveling in Chino on the 60 eastbound at the 71, a crash is blocking the carpool lane, so it's a heavy ride from Grand Avenue. And if you're in Carson on the 405 heading southbound just before Carson Street, a stalled car is stuck in the middle lane. That's causing some delays from about Western Avenue. And on the 91 eastbound in Anaheim, that's right at the 55, a crash has the left lane blocked, causing some stop-and-go traffic from the 57.
Perk up your holidays with one of the Coffee Bean's signature holiday drinks, like the Peppermint Mocha Cream Cold Brew with a frosty cream cap, or the Macadamia White Chocolate Ice Blended Drink. Add whip if you're feeling extra. Sip into the holidays and treat yourself at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The number one item of the game plan for the Lakers tonight against Portland is to hold a lead in the fourth quarter. The Lakers blew a 17-point lead midway through the fourth quarter in Monday's loss to Indiana. The Lakers defense will get a boost tonight with the return of Patrick Beverley after his 3-game suspension. UCLA's women's basketball team found out why South Carolina is number one in the country. The Bruins had only 3 baskets in the final 10 minutes in a 9-point loss to the defending national champs. It was the Bruins' first loss of the season after a 7-0 start. Jackson State football coach Deion Sanders said he will make a decision on the job offer from Colorado after Saturday's SWAC championship game against Southern. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call on me, your MVP.
Over 100 million people around the world have felt the thrill of Broadway's most spectacular musical, Disney's The Lion King. And now you can too. Experience this breathtaking theatrical event and see why the New York Times declares there is simply nothing else like it.
Give the gift that roars at the Pantages Theater, February 2nd through March 26th. Visit BroadwayInHollywood.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here with Dom Kennedy at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. They're here to promote generational wealth building in Black communities. He's an independent rapper and the owner of OPM record label. Dom Kennedy, why do you find it important to be here today at this event with Chase?
For me, we've been having a lot of conversations with them, and giving me a lot of good facts and a lot of good feedback that I felt like needed to be shared. And if people heard it, they would take to the information and it would help them on their quest to be homeowners and just better off financially across the board. They like my perspective and being an artist and somebody that people knew that was born and raised in LA. People older and like bank managers could kind of be a little intimidating, I guess, to everyday people, especially that has never purchased a home. So just the angle of me being able to communicate it and make the story real, I guess for the younger people was a great opportunity and I didn't want to pass on.
That's awesome. So answer me this. Why is it important for companies like Chase to promote generational wealth in Black and brown communities?
Keep it real. They make a lot of money off the Black and brown communities. I look at it like it's a great responsibility for them to take on, to want to share some knowledge and some facts and try to put more people in homes, and give them a shot at and a chance at generational wealth. I think it's beneficial to both parties,
I'm Maisha Cairo, and that was Dom Kennedy. Stay tuned for more tips from Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're honored to be named the #1 hospital in California and the #2 hospital in the nation in U.S. News and World Report's Best Hospitals Honor Roll. We're also proud to be named #1 in 6 specialties in Los Angeles. Thank you to our physicians, nurses, academic leaders, and thousands of other team members who bring their best to Cedars-Sinai every day. Learn more about our top-ranked care at cedars-sinai.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
The thrill of victory. The thrill of victory. Thrill of victory. Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to congratulate Mayor-elect Karen Bass on her historic win as the first woman and only second African-American to serve as chief executive of the city of Los Angeles.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Bass, and welcome back to Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and this is my very
first interview, and I am proud that it's here.
We are proud to have you here. What do you want to say to the listeners of KBLA Talk 1580?
I want to say thank you from just, I'm just full of the love that I felt every place I went in the community. And I just want the listeners to know that I promise you I won't disappoint you. I will be accessible. I will never forget where I'm from, and understand that is my primary motivation.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Karen Bass, holding all leaders accountable to you.
No matter who you voted for, no matter who you are or where you live, I will be a mayor for you.
We're KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. And we don't black down. We've got a lot to talk about. This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
God, I shouldn't go back to this guy. He's calling back again. His phone was horrible. JW, yes.
Well, I took myself off the speakerphone so you can hear me more clearly, okay? Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I had it on speakerphone, so I apologize for that. But actually, I realized how intelligent you was, and your co-host gave you that recognition. No, I would like to give you a compliment.
Your phone is acting up.
I was really... Oh, my God. Please, man. I'm trying to give you recognition.
Yeah, come on, Don. Be nice.
No, his phone...
You
hear it?
Your end. Yeah.
It's like another...
I'm not even saying
Are
that.
you on? Are you on three-way? Is it?
No.
All right.
I took myself off of speakerphone.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Hopefully it won't come on again. Go ahead, JW.
You done scared him away.
Oh, JW. He wanted to give you some love.
Yeah, unmute yourself, JW.
All right, let's go to Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry, JW.
Let's go to Sean.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Krista. And is it Shay?
Yes,
Sean.
Shay.
Oh, Sean, you know how to handle this.
Oh, Sean has a bad... JW's phone has infected our phone. Oh, no. All right, what's going on, Sean?
Hey, everything's good. So, yeah, I'll give you some love, Don. So, by the way, the whole child support thing, I've been listening to most of the episodes of this show since it started. So, from what I know, and you had your son on this show at one point, you were definitely giving all your effort to be a great dad.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said here, is that we choose that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember, we put ourselves in that situation to have children with whomever we decide to have sex with. And so that's all I'm saying. So anything that happens after that and we're not happy about it, look, my dad had 3 boys before the age of 21 and then met my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom chose him. My dad did pay his little thing after my mom and dad divorced, but I'm sure he didn't like that either. But he did kind of what you did. You still were involved in your son's life and all that. So I think it's more important to think of what's the involvement in your child's life than the financial burden. Because when you choose this situation, that's just the way life goes.
So are you telling me that I have to live a very hard life due to the government because I have a child? Is that what you're telling me? That my life has to...
It's the government's fault.
No.
I'm telling you made the choice.
No, you're right. So I made the choice so that to be oppressed by the government?
Your baby mama or your ex-wife did, because you also have to petition the court for child support. It's voluntary.
Well, yes and no.
You do got to petition the court.
Yes and no. Sometimes child support is awarded during a divorce.
Which someone petitioned the court.
Yes, you're right. What I'm saying. But I'm saying, sometimes it happens in a divorce thing. So,
I'm saying it doesn't mean you're a bad parent. What I'm trying to say is,
and I'm not saying that people shouldn't pay child support. All I'm talking about is stop making my life extra hard. It's already hard enough to be a parent, and to stay focused on raising a kid and financially provide without state apparatuses or federal governments intervening and making it harder for you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to. I'm not discounting any responsibility. I'm not saying I don't want to pay. I'm not saying anything other than stop placing extra burdens on people through your system. Stop oppressing people. Stop making it harder to be a parent. That's all I'm saying.
It's not their system. It's your system. You pay taxes. So what I'm trying to say is this is a very good example. I was very fortunate in the sense that I didn't get, in a situation. But, if you do get someone pregnant and they have a kid with you, there's all kinds of things that kick in because in our civilized society, we are trying to make it better for all the kids. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean it doesn't need reform. Of course it does. We're always working for that. But and by the way, before I say that, before I say anything, did you run for office, Shay? Is it?
Yes, mayor of Inglewood, California.
Yes. So please let me just say this because I've been working in politics for 32 plus years, and I do my voting. I've been knocking on thousands. I've done all that stuff, but the one thing I've never done is run for office. I just want to tip my cap to you because you threw your hat in the ring. I tell people, to always do more than just your vote, okay? And you did not just more than your vote. You put your hat in the ring. It's a big sacrifice, and I really appreciate that you did. And whether win or lose, you did that. So I just want to make sure you know how important that is because it is. Most people don't take it that serious. It is very serious, people. Everything we do in our politics and our tax-paying dollars and all that is very important. So I just wanted to give you that tip of the cap.
I surely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Let's go back to JW. Hopefully he has a better connection. JW, how are you, man?
Oh, my God.
JW? JW?
I'm doing well. I took myself off the speakerphone, sir.
All right, you're good.
Oh, please, man.
Go ahead,
okay,
go ahead, JW. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, I am so grateful that you are acknowledging some of the talking points and bringing exposure to the reality of the plight of black males that are unjustly being taken advantage of due to the corrupt system, the legal system, which their main motivation is more greed and profit, and the main person that loses are the children.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's something that's not mentioned as much. And they have an arbitrator, not a judge, and if I understand things correctly, the federal government doesn't recognize the state or county laws that's up under the jurisdiction of family court. So some people try to say that it's not legal or that's the rationale. Now, to move forward from that, okay, good. I said some people, but I'm not certain of
Well, the federal government basically told the states to come up with their own system for collecting and distributing child support. So every state has a different system, and they have to do that to comply with a certain law that was passed if they want to receive federal funds. So they basically say, listen, we're not telling you how to do it, but this is what we want to do if you want to keep getting this type of help from the federal government.
Money allocated to you, allocated to you from the federal government. I understand. But to move forward from there, it is an unjust system, and like I wanted to state, the kids suffer the worst. And it doesn't make sense for people to have to suffer the consequences that is unfair. Now, just to move forward with Stacey Abrams, I was really impressed how you guys made the issue about where some people wasn't aware that black men did not vote for her, and they hear her criticize black men. She had made a comment on one of the news, and that was, I believe it was MSNBC, and you can get it on cable or online, and she was using men as an scapegoat, saying that they weren't intelligent enough because they were being influenced by, yes, you can get it online, but as I was saying, she gave an irrational excuse and used black men as an scapegoat, saying that they were being influenced by the Republican talking points and et cetera. Okay, that they couldn't think for themselves, or they couldn't figure it out, or they couldn't see through the crap. You follow my point? Now, also, they also made the comment about how she went to, I believe it was Atlanta, to a barbershop, and instead of her really listening to and addressing the black man issues, she more or less focused on the abortion issue. So she sidestepped their points of views and whatever their agenda will be. And then also, like I mentioned, Dr. T. Hazen Johnson, he does statistics and stats and et cetera, get the numbers and get the facts out there, because facts speak louder than, falsehood, and truth is the truth, and numbers don't lie.
All right.
But my valid point that I'm trying to make is that she can do a better job if she changes her mindset and really recognize the rights and the interests of her constituency. Yeah. And then she can advance from there, because she got a popularity by being able to do what she did in terms of getting a large number of people to vote.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really, ingenious in one way, just to get common people to start taking interest when you know how most black folks feel that the government ain't doing nothing for me, so I'm not going to never participate in it, or whatever their rationale is, and et cetera. Right. So, I think she could go far, but when y'all alluded to the Senate now recognizing her, what I understand, based on some information that I had gotten through the other podcast, they didn't respect her as having the ability to really play on that particular playing field. That she used those.
Right. There's something about Stacey Abrams that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's messaging.
Well, I can tell you.
What? Real quick, because we got to run. Good.
Okay, it's messaging, and then a lot of these brothers had did some studies on her history and her background and her biases and her agenda, as if she has a hidden agenda because of the way she grew up and how she sees men in general, her particular perspective. So I think that played a factor as well. Yeah. But the main thing is, if you don't address nobody's issues, and now the black man, Dr. T. Hazen Johnson, he created a particular agenda that other black men are coming to his website and adding their points of view so they can have an agenda for the future, because she did not recognize maybe 5% of what they wanted to have her bring up. Yeah. And they had like a 12-point or whatever it was, and she only did a minimum amount, so she didn't give them the recognition or the respect to acknowledge what they wanted to do. So she disregarded them, so vice versa. But like you said, a lot of the majority of the black men did vote for her, and a lot of white men didn't vote for her, as well as white women, because they do follow their husbands.
All right, JW, we got to run. Thank you so much for contributing to the call. I appreciate it, man, and you're absolutely right on a lot of points you hit, man. Oh, he infected the radio station now with his phone. Oh, gosh. All right, listen. We're going to clear JW's line, and when we come forward, we're going to wrap things up. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where truth prevails.
The tricky station is down the dial.
3 Bay Area counties have black women chief prosecutors. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Civil rights attorney Pamela Price made history when she was elected Alameda County's first African-American district attorney. Price joins 2 other black women, Contra Costa County DA Diana Becton and San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins, holding the same office in their Bay Area counties. Price is the 5th black woman to be elected district attorney in California. Former DAs on the list are Vice President Kamala Harris, who was San Francisco's DA from 2004 to 2010, and Jackie Lacey, who was Los Angeles County's DA for 2 terms from 2012 to 2020. KBLA listeners, what are your thoughts on these offices being held by black women? Let us know on all social media platforms at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
If you're a Los Angeles Department of Water and Power residential customer, listen to this. LADWP now offers convenient monthly billing through the new Level Pay program. Level Pay helps you budget for your utility bill with a predictable monthly amount that can also include past due balances. You'll know exactly how much you need to pay each month. Don't wait. Sign up today for Level Pay by calling 1-800-DIAL-DWP. That's 1-800-DIAL-DWP.
Four racial arsonists set LA City Hall on fire. And everybody is running out of the building straight to KBLA Talk 1580.
I am pleased to welcome LA City Councilman Mike Bonin to this program. Councilman, how are you, sir?
Hello. Thank you, Tavis.
Councilmember Curran Price, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
I'm well, Tavis. Thank you. Good to be with you and your listeners.
I am pleased to have LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez on this program. How are you today, ma'am?
Good morning, Tavis.
Councilman O'Farrell, good to have you on, sir. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Tavis. So glad to join you this morning.
Councilman Koretz, welcome to this program, sir. How are you?
I'm honored to be on your show. Still in shock from the events of the last few days.
Marquise Harris Dawson, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning to the KBLA family.
Councilmember Heather Hutt, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique.
I am pleased to welcome the new president of the LA City Council, Paul Kokoy. Mr. President, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Tavis. I'm well. Thank you very much.
Holding all politicians accountable to you. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Hey.
Well, one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about today was Will Smith.
Oh.
He was on Trevor Noah. He's actually doing a lot of interviews for the new movie Emancipation,
Uh-huh.
which I do want to see. I love slave movies.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I do too. I actually do. I enjoy them.
Yeah,
but Hollywoods them up. You know what I mean?
I think that there are many other Black or African American narratives that need to be told other than slave.
Well, no, I think. Well, let me rephrase this, okay? I like 1800 Black period pieces, I guess you could say.
I like the Django.
I love that. I like them set in the 1800s, but I'd like to see more stories of Black Americans during that time. Because,
uprisings and stuff, or the
either
free blacks?
or just more stories, because the main story that comes out of the 1800s was we were slaves, and I know there was more to Black people than that, and I would like to. So I love those period pieces. I really love 12 Years a Slave. I thought that was a very good film. You didn't like it? I love 12 Years. I love 12 Years a Slave. I love Roots. I love the Nat Turner movie.
The Nat Turner movie,
that was good. You know what I'm saying?
That's the uprising.
Yeah. So I love stories of Black people in the 1800s. I don't know, ask me why, but I like to see it. You know, and I think there's a lot more stories that need to be told. But anyway, Trevor Noah asked him about the slap, and here's a little piece of what he had to say.
Yeah.
Where in one night.
I have no independent recollection of the.
I can only imagine because you won your first Oscar that night, a well-deserved Oscar that night. But it is simultaneously, in many ways, not the worst. I won't say the worst because I know the life you've lived. I've read the book, but it is one of the best days of your life and one of the worst days of your life. And I'd love to know. I mean, just us talking. First of all, what has the journey been like since that day? Like, because everyone speculates, everyone just sees it and goes, I think this, I think that, I think this, I think that. What has it been like for you?
Yeah, that was a horrific night, as you can imagine. There's many nuances and complexities to it, but at the end of the day, I lost it, And I guess what I would say, you just never know what somebody's going through. In the audience right now, you're sitting next to strangers, you know, and somebody's mother died last week, you know, somebody's child is sick, you know, somebody just lost their job. Somebody just found out their spouse cheated. You know, it's like there's all these things, and there's strangers, and you just don't know what's going on with people, you know. And I was going through something that night, you know, and not that you know justifies my behavior at all. I would just say, you know, you're asking what did I learn, and it's that. We just got to be nice to each other, man. You know.
I think that's really the biggest point out of the whole situation, is that we do need to be nice to each other, and then sometimes jokes are not jokes.
Yeah.
They can really sting at the end of the day.
True.
Yeah. All right. The voice of reason, the man that makes you mentally sane, the man that puts perspective into your life. A national treasure on the radio coming up at 7 o'clock. Tonight's Hot Topic Alert, lazy love. A deeper look at relationship comfort zones. The questions developed from marriage.com. Here we go. A comfortable relationship. Do you agree or disagree? Where we are not pushed to fulfill demands, exceed, and be a better self can feel great for a while. Comfort is about feeling safe, accepted, and at peace. If left unchecked, it can transform into a comfort zone relationship where there is no more growth. What does it mean to be too comfortable in a relationship? Well, that means basically we having sex where you're laying on your side. That's really what that boils down to at the end of the day. And true or false, a sure sign you're too comfortable in your relationship, the sex becomes routine, boring, and lax. Yeah, I would say that. A sure sign that you're too comfortable in a relationship is when you often spend time at home together, each doing your own thing. You're on your phones or watching your shows in separate room. When we have become too comfortable, we are present in the body but not in the spirit. But I think you're supposed to be comfortable with someone. And I think sometimes it's okay to be quiet around your partner. And if you can coexist and still be happy in that moment with that going on, I don't think that's a problem.
I don't either.
I think, though, you become lazy in a relationship when your partner is communicating things and you're not listening.
Right, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, whatever. We're Don Amiche versus everybody. We're Krista and Shay Dixon this week. We're here Monday through Friday from 4 to 7. The voice of reason coming up next on your KBLA Talk 1580. Bye.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is set to greet the Prince and Princess of Wales this week. On Wednesday, the White House announced they'll cross paths during a fundraiser in Boston on Friday. The royal couple is visiting to promote their climate change initiative known as the Earthshot Prize. The House is moving to block a nationwide rail strike that could deal a major blow to the economy. The